for Gavin Towers as the gate drops. And typically you'll find that green Kawasaki right there towards the front. Ferry is side by side, I believe, with Rider D. Let these first few turns separate. Rider D on the 23 machine. Rider going to come out possibly out front here. A couple of KTMs to his left.
Whole shot to Colin Allen. Yep, out of Texas.
Nice.
On that KTM Stasic whole shot award. The stability cycle is that DeFrancesco trying to run the outside there.
It is.
Yep, in third.
Allen on the far left-hand side of your screen, the 39 of Garib. There is the number 4 of Towers in your screen. Looking for the 75. There he is, buried about 7th.
They've struggled with the starts this week. The Ferry camp, all they want to do is a chance to see what they've got against Rider DeFrancesco, but not able to get off the gate with him again. Rider D already going to work. I think he's gotten around Colin Allen, who got that whole shot, and trying to get Garib for the lead.
There is the number 5 in the number 4 spot as well. That's Jaden Clough.
Keep saying it. Keep saying it, man.
I've got it.
Yeah.
We're going to just say it 30 different ways. We'll hit at some point.
That's true. That's true.
Let's do it that way.
You miss all the shots you don't take. Garib, who has been very good out of the gate, not the whole shot in this one, but the early lead.
Out of Chile.
He's nailed almost every start. And a fun guy to talk to on the podium. Ooh, feet off the pegs on that rut. That slowed him. Rider DeFrancesco trying to get him back.
Rider D not really hucking that big single to roller. Rider going to try something on the inside. No feet down. Garib not afraid to throw some elbows up right now. Rider going to swing around the outside. Garib got a good run. Shuts that line off. He is playing hardball right now. Like it. I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of streak you got going on. You got to fight for it. Towers in 4th. Allen in 5th.
So a couple of times, at least twice, Rider D tried to make the move, and Garib made it tough on him. He's doing it again.
Is he going to sweep it around the inside?
Garib got to keep it pinned now. Going to be hard in this mechanics area, but he gets it done. Holds them off.
Do you see how technical those two turns are? I saw people's feet. Gavin Towers' feet were off the pegs. They have been side by side since basically in front of us in the finish line. That's the way this track races.
Oh, we love it. Please get that same combo next weekend when Lucas Oil Pro Motocross comes here to have this kind of raceability.
I mean, he was 30 feet wide, and the lines come back together, and they're still even. It's like doing a split lane. You're like, I don't know if it's going to work out. And they come back
side by side. Tripling and getting to the inside. Garib on the move.
What happened there? He opened up 5 bike links on Rider D. The unthinkable.
Well, I got to imagine after some close quarters there in the first lap, Rider D might say, you know what? These guys are fresh. I don't need to attack them now. Let me reset, regroup, because they almost tangled 2 or even 3 times. Garib is throwing everything he has at it because he's got to. He's got to win the moto and needs some help. So Garib has nothing to lose. And if you're DeFrancesco, you want to play it smart. And Gavin Towers lurking there in the number 3 spot on that Team Green Kawasaki. Colin Allen got the whole shot. He is 4th. Who is in 5th, Kevin? It is Jaden
Clough.
Still getting it
wrong. Say it however way you want to say it.
I believe 5th. Evan Ferry, another bad start, trying to move forward. 6th. Yvonne Aldama Jr., Dakota Allridge, Revan Gordon, and Whisperin' Smith. That is your top 10.
Well, and I love all the different motivations. This guy just wants to win a moto. You got the guy in the number 2 spot, Rider D. He wants to win 6 motos. He already said it. So he's kind of got a little pressure. Right. He kind of put on himself. I want to win all 6. Well, here's your shot, but you got to do it smart. I think he's probably relying on fitness, his speed. I don't think anyone else has been able to go as deep as he has in the motos. But so far, so good for Benjamin Garib. Home fans watching back in Chile. Got to say it like that, right?
Chile. It is not chili. It's not the food.
No, although I love some good chili.
I wonder if they make that there. Can you get chili in Chile?
Chile in
Chile.
I bet it's so hot.
Dude, look at this.
He's riding hot. He's looking great. Benjamin Garib. Fantastic ride. I think Rider D's like, wait a minute. All right, I'm going to have to really go here. I'm going to give you a couple of laps, see if we can work a mistake into your program. And Gavin Towers starting to creep up here. I like it.
And Ferry has gotten around Clough. He is in 4th, so we've got 4 primetime players up front, and they're going to make life tough on Rider DeFrancesco and try to stop him from getting that moto sweep.
Let's see what he's doing differently. There goes Rider with that triple single out. Okay, I think he followed him through there because it changed drastically the last time through the gap between our leader, Garib, and DeFrancesco. Some high-profile guys here. About as high-profile as you can get is Rider D. On a Supermini. Jet Reynolds was that guy a couple of years ago, and Rider D is absolutely that dude. And right behind him, obviously, Hayden Deegan.
Yeah, should see Hayden on the Supermini next year. And what that all leads to is someday those guys will meet up in the pro ranks where the ages don't really separate you anymore, and it'll be go time for all of them. That'll be fun. All right, Rider D throwing it sideways, scrubbing. It looks like he's about to begin another attack. Let's see what Garib can do to hold him off.
Looking for a mistake. Don't want to run it in too early. He's all the way on the inside. He's looking for something quicker. Rider D searching this racetrack, trying to find a half second here or there. And all the while, sometimes all that is to put some pressure, but it's working for both fronts there. He's putting the pressure and he's closed in.
He put the rear wheel down on the landing of that first jump. Got a good drive now as we head into this sand sweeper.
Garib not afraid. Not afraid at all. Rider going to run it on the inside again. Sets it down in there. Suspension just G'ing out 2 or 3 different times there.
Oh, it's so deep. As we mentioned, that's practically an uphill. The beginning of the rut where they enter the corner, so deep. And then it's not as deep as they come out. They're actually climbing out of that rut. This is a dangerous situation for DeFrancesco because he is not in title protect mode. He wants to win all 6 motos. So he's going to go for it. And if you're Garib, Ferry, Towers, Clough, who are the next 5 guys in the overall order, you would love to see a mistake out of him because he's trying to win the moto.
Garib on a rail, man. I'm not seeing a lot of mistakes. No. You don't see him just flying around the track, just frantically trying to hold on. He's putting that bike where he wants to go. He's riding confidently in outside line in several different spots where a rider could just shoot on the inside. That's how confident he is in his abilities. So there's the double, then the triple again, and the single double out, pardon me. Rider just jumps all the way to the face of that roller there. He is in a big hurry. Towers now coming into the picture along with Evan Ferry. They all turned 157s. In fact, Ferry with a 157.1 matches the 157.1 of Rider D. Ferry in 4th, Rider in 2nd. About to close all these little guys up here. A little bit of battling could help out the guys right behind him, Towers and Ferry.
Oh, if we got all 4 of them up here, that would be awesome.
Jumping into those ruts there, not even worried about where they land. Just let it rip. Around the Rocky Mountain ATV beach we go. Rider again on the inside. Garib confident on that outside run. And then closes right back in.
That was risky business for DeFrancesco down to the inside. That was no rut there, and he was just slipping and sliding on the sand.
Look at him stalk Garib now, though. He's putting that bike inside just to let him know he is all over him.
Switching from outside to inside now, attacking, jumping into the braking bumps.
Does he make it stick? They're going to sprint right down here. Not room but for one bike. Garib going to go inside. Rider goes outside. And look at that. That was a crafty move there. He forced him to go inside where he didn't want to go. He'd been going there 3 straight laps. That was sweet.
Yeah, I would have to imagine he set that up 3 or 4 corners in a row to get the angle he wanted in that final corner. Garib now going to try to fight back. Let's see if he can run the rail around this outside. Oh, and DeFrancesco goes out there to meet him and block it.
That was a beautiful execution of Garib right there with him. Not a single step out there. Both the tires right underneath him. Garib fires right back, and you have to do that. You have to challenge him. I absolutely love the fight in Benjamin Garib.
I feel that outside around the anthill that Garib used was faster earlier in the week, but not this time. Around that Monster Energy turnstile. Now it's Rider DeFrancesco able to pull away as they jump into the 10 Commandments.
Ferry and Tower slugging it out going into the 10 Commandments. They almost went down.
Woo! That got tight there. Did Ferry execute that pass? I think he might have. We will see if he got around Towers as they head into storyline. Yes, you could see
several bike links now. Something must have happened, and it caught him off guard.
So that's Ferry now 3rd with that yellow gear on the Rockstar Husqvarna 75. All they want is a chance to measure themselves against DeFrancesco. They have not gotten starts. Late in the motos, he's been darn strong, but guess what? It happened again. DeFrancesco a better start. Finally clears Colin Allen, and then Garib, and he is trying to check out. Garib not going to make life easy on Ferry, who wants to get to the number 2 spot.
So Garib now going to be under the attack of Evan Ferry. Ferry is going to be one of the faster riders on this racetrack. You can see Rider D just in front of him. Ferry absolutely sending it over that single to roller. He's bringing Gavin Towers with him. This lap time right here by Evan Ferry, probably the fastest of the race. Not a fan of that inside line, though. You got to run it around the outside, keep that momentum going. Evan has immediately caught Garib. That's incredible. A 156 for Rider, a 156 for Ferry. He continues to match. He was a half second faster than Rider D. That's Evan Ferry you're watching right now.
And look at the best lap times. Evan Ferry, a 155.5. He's the only rider under the 156 mark. So Evan Ferry, not just the fastest lap of this moto, but by a sizable advantage, more than a second quicker than anyone in the best lap times. But he's still in third. He's got to get to
too. You've seen that inside to inside. Have not seen anyone run that and make it work. But he is absolutely figuring it out.
And that fast lap come on lap number 4, Jason. Not early in the race. You know what I mean? That mid-race here in the battle.
Yeah, but I think that typically happens with these guys. They get quicker as the race goes on. Unlike us, we're just tired. Our first lap, we're alive, able to hold on.
That's right. Now Ferry putting Garib under the attack.
Oh,
wow.
Switches it up. Almost went down. His feet came off the peg.
That was a wild move there to try to switch from outside to inside and almost tangle with Garib. There you see the number 4 of GT Money, Gavin Towers, just outside that top 3.
Wow.
No, Ferry's got the pass here.
He wastes no time.
Man.
He is so quick with the passes. And now he's got clear sailing between himself and Ryder D. Can he hammer down for about 3 or 4 laps and go after Ryder D just for his own confidence to say, I reeled in and caught him?
Well, we were talking to his granddad yesterday. Had some great stories of racing with Timmy Ferry back in the day. Mind-blowing of what it took to go racing in those days, how low the budgets were, what the bikes and the situations were compared to what it is now.
Yeah, that's got to be told. That story, those 2 stories we heard last night, all time.
Yes.
The lengths that he was willing to go for Timmy Ferry to go race, to get shot by a gun.
Yeah, because they said that they had some bad neighborhoods around them, and some drug runners stole Timmy's bike, and they had to go race a Florida Winter Am, and he's like, I got to get that bike back. And they're like, you don't understand. These are drug runners. They'll shoot you if you try to get that bike back. And he said, I got nothing to lose. I need that motorcycle. And that's the kind of effort back then. They did it. They actually stole the bike back.
He tracked it down, the guy. He heard it coming, and he launches his body out into the front of the man, grabs him by the neck, rips his helmet off. They're fighting in the middle of the street, and he gets on the bike and takes off.
And then 3 days later, Timmy Ferry goes to Winter Am, wins on the 125. Eventually left here with, I think, 7 titles at Loretta. It's
amazing.
Take that for what it is, bike thieves. I'll probably take my bike and let me have wind to where it's at.
Well, what I
see how that works out for you.
What I take for it is Timmy's gritty determination to not get a ride coming out of Loretta. 3 years without a ride, and finishes off his career as one of the more prestigious riders from America. Did some donations back for us in 07. Just gritty guy. His kid's gritty right now. He's rolling, boys. He had another faster lap than Ryder D. He's chopped it down to 2.9. He was 7th off the gate in the 10 Commandments, Jason.
Yeah, so 2 stories. First, the story of Ferry, Tim Ferry, and the lengths that he and his dad went through for his career. And the other story is Evan just wants to have a chance to battle Ryder D. He hasn't had the starts to do it. Clock's ticking. He's got 8 minutes left this week to see what he's got against him. He's trying to reel him in. And another 155.9 for Ferry. That was 0.3 of a second faster than DeFrancesco. We might still have a battle on our hands.
The Ryder D in the middle part of the racetrack on the 23 machine. That Kawasaki scrubbing that step up. Single to roller, touches down after 30,000 feet of elevation, has to decompress. There goes little Evan Ferry doing the same thing. Dude, he is on an absolute heater right now. You can see it. He can look to his left right now and pick up that Kawasaki ride of Ryder D. Ryder D looks over his shoulder.
There might be a new fast lap coming.
Maybe even, almost
goes down.
Yeah, almost threw it away on the face of that jump. Oh, those mistakes cost him. He went to a 157.5, and just like that, the gap goes back to 4.5 seconds.
Like you guys said, he was on a burner. He was set to do something, and that small tuck right there is all it was necessary to slow him down again. Now back to work for Evan Ferry.
Oh, that was a bummer. Almost had it exactly where he wanted it. Almost had him in sight. But that's going to disappear now, and that could be it. Could be the 6 for 6. Well, got to give credit to both Garib and Ferry, man. They did everything they could to make it tough on Ryder D, but I say it every year, man. He is a battler. We have seen Ryder D in some duels. It's not always just check out and run away.
That's right.
He shows some racecraft.
You better believe it, man. He can take it.
Yep. He has been in some battles. You know, when you're the Kawasaki kids, they got to run those KX65s in the 65 class, and I'm not telling stories out of school here to say that you're at a bit of a disadvantage. They have not changed that KX65 in a long time.
Call Mitch.
And they do their best.
Yeah, call Mitch.
They do everything
they can tell you,
to get that bike working. But anyway, if you're able to get those 65 titles on that Cowie, you have had to do some work. You've had to push hard, try to override some of the other equipment other people have. I think that leads to some real talent and tutelage. Ryder D has been through some battles here at Loretta's, and when they put the pressure on him, when they challenge him,
he responds.
Not just speed, man. Yeah, he responds.
That guy responds. He doesn't buckle. You know,
no.
Right, the guy who beats Ryder's Ryder.
Yeah.
The mistakes, the crashes, whatever. That's the guy who beats Ryder's Ryder.
Yeah. No one's been able to, outsmart him or just outduel him.
This is another good lap, though, for Evan. He's actually closed back in from what I can see. Digging, again, deep. A smoother, cleaner lap, if you will.
Yeah. And I'm certainly impressed with Ben Garib this week.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, man, digging in. Gutsy performances and sometimes facing some adversity. But, man, just racing forward and charging.
So here's Ferry over that Thor Tunnel of Love, 156.8. That was a 10th quicker than DeFrancesco, but he's still 4.3 seconds back. And rest of the top 10, you got Garib still third. Yeah, he has been impressive, Matt Watson. And Gavin Towers fourth, Jaden Clough fifth. Yvonne Aldama Jr. sixth, Evan Stice seventh, Landon Hartz eighth, Revin Gordon ninth, and Ryder Beth. That's your top 10 here in Super Mini 2.
Where did Towers start? I was at the arena when the gate dropped. Where did Towers start?
About fourth.
Is that
Ferry
right?
got by him.
Is that right?
Ferry was behind him. Ferry made the move on him. So a good run for Towers, but Ferry was able to pass him right around here in 10 Commandments and then get away.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's Ryder just to your right going out of that screen there as Ferry enters that little decision maker. Ferry, one of the few guys that inside to inside after the mechanics area. It looks so slow, but it is faster. Medic flags are out. We have a rider down off to the right-hand side of the racetrack. Ferry just digging deep on that Rockstar Husqvarna. Great shot of that flagger, been there all week.
Yeah, that bike's dialed. We talked about it earlier. That Rockstar Husky is dialed. You take a look at how that thing settles in, how it leaves that rut. Very, very predictable chassis on that thing. They've got that really, really working this week.
Yeah, Ferry's still riding hard. Little mistake in that sandy rutted corner. That's understandable. It's hard to get through there clean. What I like is there was so much hype on DeFrancesco airing out this, not this jump, this next one on the Super Mini, and Ferry has now begun to do it as well.
Sending it.
Yeah, man. That's a big send on a Super Mini. Just landed it there.
That last time around, just drug that toe just a little bit in that corner, and that rut changed up on him. Just a little hiccup, but look at this.
And you got to like the ability of Ryder D to just whip it whatever the lap time the gap is.
Yeah,
he knows he's got to maintain or increase it. That's exactly what he's doing.
James Stewart style.
He's, I'm going to call him the executioner, man. He does. He executes when he needs to.
I like it.
In the beginning of this race, Garib had the lead, and Ryder D went after him. Garib, they rode wide, and Ryder D, I think, just said, I'm going to take 2 laps. I'm going to just let him go for 2 laps. I'm going to wait. I'm not just going to rush it. It's the second lap of the race. I don't need to go nuts. And then on lap 4, he went back after him.
Well, then it was time to expel the sentence right then, and the executioner went to work. Maybe we should get Ehab's hat for him.
Yes, the Knight.
the Knights Templar.
But I just like how he waited it out. Garib was riding awesome. Garib was fired up. And Ryder D said, all right, I don't need to blow this in the first lap trying to get the lead early.
That's the difference. So hard. And we say young riders. These guys 13 to 16. Yeah. But when you tell a young rider slow down to go faster, when you tell race management's a critical thing to understand. But what's amazing to me, and my point is, Jason, they're learning it sooner and sooner. They're getting it. I mean, it makes sense to them and they understand it. So Jason going to make his way down to the podium. Time running out on this one. Just about a minute 15. Kevin, is the white flag out? I'm sure the 2-lap card has been out. Is the white flag out? Should be able to look right out the window. Check that one. And just about a minute left on the race clock. Still taking a look at RTD on that number 23 machine. Up and through the middle of the field here. Splitting some lappers, working his way around that Polysport pond and back down into the Bermuda Triangle. Riders making their way. Riders making their way through one more time. Getting the camera shot right here. Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out on that one. And RTD one more time, going 1-1-1 here this weekend, and really putting an exclamation point on that, keeping that moto streak alive, keeping the drive alive at the ranch. The number 23 RTD, rider TT Francesco, making it happen. Yeah, it helps. Well, Evan Ferry putting on an impressive ride, working his way into that number 2 position. Going to go 2-2-2 here in our Supermini 2, 13-16. Found some great lines out there. Started off at a bit of deficit. Benjamin Garib going to put it together with a 4.33. Going to set him up for that 3rd position overall. And GT Money, Gavin Tower, that number 4 ride. Jaden Clough in at number 5 position. That's going to take care of the top 5 in Supermini 2, 13-16. Jason Wygant getting everybody squared away down there on the podium, and going to hear what these young riders had to say about this week at the ranch.
Grabbing up our 3rd place finisher, and he was great, led some laps in this one and gave Rider D all he could handle early, and he's rewarded with a solid bronze medal. And these kids are going fast in this class. McGreeve's been good here at Loretta's before, but I feel like this is another step forward for him. The rider out of Chile, he's just getting his hat and all his regalia ready, and we'll give him the bronze. Also, if Colin Allen has come in, he will get your Stasic Whole Shot Award. So we'll look for Colin Allen, who's gotten great starts all week. Let's bring up our 3rd place finisher on the number 39. Let's hear it for Benjamin Garib. Hey, Ben, that was a good battle there with Rider D early. You were giving it everything you had. It was impressive riding. You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm really happy. I tried my best to follow him. He was faster, but I felt really good. Didn't get too tired like the first motos. And very happy with my 3rd place, with the medal, and thank you. And also I raced with my motor practice bike that have 150 hours. Oh. Because mine blew up yesterday. But really good in general. I want to thank my mom and dad, my brothers, my grandma, Santiago, MXR, Padogab, EBR, R&D, Maxima Oils, Fox Moto, Todd, Aaron, and everyone else that supports me. Thank you.
Benjamin Garib, everyone, 3rd place.
And Kelly Andres and Randy Lawrence.
There you go. We'll bring up our 2nd place finisher, who is Evan Ferry. We'll give him the silver. Also looking for Colin Allen if he wants to come to the stage, and we'll give him the Whole Shot Award. Well, some really fast lap times in this one, but unfortunately the story is the same, having to do it coming through traffic. And I know this guy wants to get the gold real bad. He'll be back for it next year. Let's hear it for our silver medalist, Evan Ferry. Well, I could tell, Evan, you were tired of having to work your way through. When you got the 2nd, you put the hammer down. I know you wanted this one bad.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure, I don't really remember when I got in the 2nd, but whenever I got the 2nd, I saw where Ryder was, and I was like, it's a gap that I think I can close, and I went for it, and jumping off that roller kind of hurt my shoulder a little bit, but I'm feeling really good, and just ready for next year. Never really been like up here like I am now, so really happy with where I'm at, and I can't imagine how good I'll come back next year.
Gonna work on the starts though for next year?
Yeah.
All right, and you get one of some whole shots, so you can have some golds. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank the whole Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing team. My mechanic Pat has really helped me out a lot since we've been here. My mom, my dad, my Mimi, my pop, everybody that came out to watch me, and ready to come out in the next moto. And yeah, I don't have a shot at the overall, but still can probably come out with the maybe come out with the win, get a little bit of a better start.
All right, that's the goal. Let's hear it. Much improved this year of 75, Evan Ferry. Oh, we got Colin Allen. Let's get our whole shot winner on up to the stage. Yamaha man out of Texas, Stasic Whole Shot Award. Let's hear it for him, Colin Allen. All right, man, nailing the starts. How you feeling now?
I don't feel the best right now. You know, I got a really good start and kind of just rode really 2 laps and went in the commandments and just kind of threw it all away, but I'll be good for the next race.
Cool. Who do you want to thank, Colin?
I got to thank Dunlop, EBR. Everyone's working really hard. My bike's running great. Tires hooked up real good. My mom and dad, the Lord, Bills, Answer, Arai, 100%. Boyson, Backyard Designs, and everybody else. Thank you.
Colin Allen, our Stasic hole shot winner. I think his wrist is a little jacked. Thanks for coming on to talk to us. Thank you, Colin. And now, a man who knows this walk to the stage to win titles. He's done it over and over. Now on the number 23, he's grabbed the moto sweep, and with it the championship in Supermini, Ryder DiFrancesco. Again, I got a new nickname for you. I'm calling you the Executioner. These kids gave it everything. You played it smart with Garib. You responded when Ferry was putting in a charge. Are you thinking about all this stuff when you're out there, or are you just pedal to the metal, or are you trying to strap times?
I definitely had. Garib was riding good those first 2 laps, and he always puts the hammer down real quick. So I just tried to stay behind him till like halfway mark, and then make him move. So and that's what I did. I rode smart and got a gap. Just kept it there and came out with the title.
All right. You got 1 to go, or is this it?
1 to go.
All right. I know you're looking for the clean sweep. Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, my mechanic Hayden for all the long days. Ivan and Robbie. Monster Energy, Pro Kawasaki. Dunlop, Scott, Fox, Alpine Star, Rentha, the whole Kawasaki crew. This bike's great. On track, cool watching at home. Brothers and sisters, can't thank anyone else. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to bring up Mr. Richard White from the American Motorcyclists Association. We will hand over the number 1 plate in Supermini. Your national champion is Ryder DiFrancesco. Take it away, gang.